Hey everyone, I'm just gonna give this like 15 or 20 seconds or so to get some people, see who joins. But today, I want to do my first live stream. So the topic of this live stream is pretty on the nose for me. It's breaking through the fears that hold you back. And I want to start with just a quick story. When I was in, I think, must have been, let's see, it was middle school. So I think it was 6th grade, English class. I had a paper due. And part of this paper was a presentation, like an oral presentation. And that was like part of our grade. And I wrote my paper, and I don't even remember what it was about at this point. It was so long ago. But I remember watching all of the students go up before me, and each one would go up, give their presentation, and I knew I was coming, you know? I knew I was up soon, and with every person I just got more and more nervous. And finally, the teacher calls my name, and I don't know, I was so worked up. Maybe I was actually sick, maybe it was the anxiety, I'm not even sure at this point. But I just remember feeling like sick to my stomach when she called my name. And I was like, I can't present right now, like I have to go to the nurse. And she was like, what, did you not do your paper or something? So I did, so I was like, okay, alright, I'll come up present. And the person who went before me went to the podium and sat down at the podium and presented. And I was like, okay, as long as I go sit down and present, I'll probably be all right. And then I went up and I sat down and I started to read my presentation. And the teacher says, no, like, you need to stand up and give this presentation. And so I stood up and I started reading like the first sentence, and all of a sudden I just passed out. The next thing I remember is waking up with like the nurse like putting me in the wheelchair and like bringing me out, and the teacher being like, oh my God, I'm sorry, are you okay? And I was fine, nothing to worry about. But that brings me to my point. Ever since then, I've kind of had this fear of like speaking publicly, and like getting in front of people and like sharing my message, even though I want to. So I've started with like blogging, and even that, to be honest, was scary for me to get started. But at this point now I have over 300,000 views of my blog posts, and I have confidence about it. Like, people have reached out to me and asked me to like write for them, for their paper, or for their publication. And people have even offered to pay me to write now. So I've gained confidence in that. But writing is something that it takes a lot of effort. To put a blog post out, I spend usually a couple days, several hours per post, and it takes a lot of time to like put that content out there. And there's a different type of content that I've kind of stayed away from, which is videos, and more specifically, live streaming. It's better for a lot of ways, and I know it is, but I just have this internal like mental block that keeps me from doing it. And today is my birthday, so I figured as a birthday gift to myself, I needed to break through a fear that was holding me back, and live streaming is one of those fears for me. So I'm trying to break through it. So my question to you is, what fears are holding you back? And what types of things that are just a decision away, just a small action away? And is it a phone call? Is it an email you need to send? Like, we all have these fears. We all have these internal stories that we tell ourselves about why we shouldn't or can't do something. But the truth is, if you want results that most people don't get, you need to do the things that most people won't do. And those things may be scary, but you know, if you're after those results, then you got to break through the fears. So let me know in the comments what fears are holding you back